Friday morning, everybody. Taking a live look outside as the sun starts to break over the horizon, getting ready for the hottest day of the week.
Oof.
Good morning, everybody. TGIF, Jordan Chavez here alongside Nusha Roy and Erica Lopez.
Good morning, everyone. Yeah, okay, we want to get right to Chris Bianchi because, Chris, not only are you looking at a very hot day ahead of us, but then also we got to watch for some storms this weekend, too.
Anusha, Erica, and Jordan, I have to say something. We just talked about how it's National Donut Day.
Yeah.
But it's 96 degrees. I mean, I don't know. It's. I wish it was like. It shouldn't be like National Ice Cream Day or something.
What's the
National Ice Cream Day.
Okay,
Like,
what's the correlation?
Sorry.
He wants a different day. He wants a different day.
Understood.
I'm sorry for I'm not. This is not an infomercial, obviously, for Krispy Kreme or anything. But I don't want a donut when it's 96 degrees outside, right? I mean.
I get it.
That seems exceptionally unappetizing right now. Meantime, low 100s for us in the Southeast Plains. Definitely not that fun there on the Highway 50 corridor. It is very, very hot out there. You probably didn't need me to tell you that for today. We do have isolated storms between about 2 and 9 p.m. These look to be the kind of gusty, lightning-producing sorts of storms, but not a ton of rain likely coming from these. So I wouldn't plan necessarily around these, but we could get some gusty winds this evening. Tonight, we drop back in the low 60s, mostly cloudy skies. Early storms possible. It is a mild evening tomorrow. Temperatures topping out in the low 80s. It's much cooler with afternoon showers and storms and a heightened risk for severe weather. And this weekend looks pretty unsettled both days. I'll break it down for you coming up in my full forecast in just a couple minutes.
All right, Chris, thank you so much. Right now, we do want to check in on the drive. Right now, we are getting you started with a live look of I-25 and 58th Avenue. If you are going to be traveling through the North Washington area, right now, things are overall quiet. And that's what we're seeing as we take you over to our map this morning. Travel here on 225 is in the green. You're looking at a quick 10-minute commute as far as what your drive looks like. On westbound I-70, you've got the green light kicking things off good and quiet. On your Friday morning, your travel between E470 and 76 will only take about 14 minutes. Right now, the city of Denver is working on a project to make West Colfax, just west of I-25, safer for everyone. This morning, 9 News reporter Brianna Fernandez joins us live in studio. Now, Brianna, the city has already done some work in this area, but the goal here now is to make it safer for pedestrians.
Yeah, that's exactly right. And construction has already started, actually. So this is a $15.5 million project that will focus on West Colfax. So this is between Sheridan Boulevard and Irving Street. In the past, the city has focused on adding signage, adjusting signal timing to reduce speed, and then fatal and serious crashes have also dropped. So this time around, the city of Denver is focusing on those who usually walk, bike, or take public transportation through this area. The new project will include 3 larger waiting areas at bus stops. This will also allow buses to pick up and drop off riders without having to pull in and out of traffic, as well as a bulb outs, which is a technical term for curb extension. So 19 intersections will have these extended sidewalks to narrow the roadway and then provide additional space to improve visibility for both pedestrians and cyclists. And then for those who need to cross West Colfax, there will also be a landscape center median to give people a place to stand.
We have kids going to school on the other side of Colfax from where they live. We have our Jewish community going to practice their faith, going to their schools on these sides, and folks frequenting businesses on both sides of this corridor. And they have been putting their lives at risk every time they try to do that.
And from that video, you can tell right here over my screen, the project has already started. You will see a lot of heavy machinery, cones, and construction crews working to get this project done. So if you do drive through this area, just keep an eye out for possible lane closures and, of course, lots of delays. For now, I'm in the studio, Brianna Fernandez for 9 News.
All right, thanks so much for breaking that down. We appreciate it. Well, new this morning, there are new consequences for the Colorado Republican Party's anti-LGBTQ rhetoric. As of midnight, the Jeffco GOP is now calling for the Colorado Republican Party chairman, Dave Williams, to resign, and the county party thinks that more people will follow. Our Kyle Clark is now reporting that the call for Williams' resignation comes from, among other things, his recent anti-gay bigotry. A statement from the county party says, quote, "The time has come for us to say we have had enough." This week, the Colorado GOP told told supporters God hates pride and then echoed a vile slur. They also attacked so-called godless groomers and then called on people to burn all pride flags. The Jeffco GOP says the state party needs a new chair to, quote, bring unity, also said to expect waves of calls for Williams to step down today. Meanwhile, Aurora City Councilman Curtis Gardner says the homophobic comments from the state party were the last straw for him. He is now changing his party registration to unaffiliated. Gardner says the anti-gay attacks during Pride Month capped off a series of what he is calling disappointing decisions by the Colorado GOP and Chairman Dave Williams. Municipal elections are nonpartisan, but Gardner is a part of a conservative majority on Aurora City Council, one of the few places in Colorado where Republicans have made gains.
It's reflective of me. If I'm part of that organization, it's reflective in some ways. I'm complicit in that, and so it's really a soul-searching moment to say, am I okay with this? Is this the behavior that I want to model for my kids? And am I okay being part of an organization that acts like this? And upon reflection, the answer is no.
Earlier this week, the Republican candidate for Congress in the 1st Congressional District in Denver, Valdemar Archuleta, did talk to Kyle Clark as well on Next to say that he is renouncing the party's endorsement for its bigotry.
This week, Governor Jared Polis signed the state's annual elections bill, but he had a warning for fellow Democrats who used the bill to head off the will of voters who could choose to overhaul elections through a ballot measure in November. The maneuver by Democrats in the legislature is meant to slow down a proposed ballot initiative from former DaVita CEO Kent Thiry. If passed, it would abolish the party primary system and implement a ranked choice voting system by 2026. Democrats put in an amendment to put that off indefinitely until several municipalities across the state independently decided to switch to ranked choice voting. The governor doesn't have a line item veto, so he would have to toss the whole bill to scrap that section. He signed it saying that the state will abide by whatever voters decide in November, and if voters approve a switch to open primaries and ranked choice voting, Polis says the state will make that switch by 2028 at the latest.
A man who killed 3 people has just gotten out from under a life sentence because investigators say a former DNA analyst at the Colorado Bureau of Investigation ended up cutting corners. A jury in Boulder County convicted Garrett Coughlin of murder in 2019 for killing 3 longtime family friends, Kelly Sloat White, Wallace White, and Emery Frager. He was sentenced to life in prison without the possibility of parole. His conviction was then overturned because of jury misconduct, and he was granted a new trial. Then last year, prosecutors learned their DNA analyst on the case, Missy Woods, deleted data from around the time of the case. Her work was crucial because it helped them disprove alternate suspects. Now prosecutors and defense attorneys are agreeing on a plea deal, and instead of life, Coughlin will be sentenced to 42 years. The Boulder County DA says he believes that this is the right outcome based on what they know, but also acknowledged the pain that this is causing.
I've never seen anything like this in my entire career, and I hope to never see it again. The reality is that there are hundreds of other cases that have been impacted by Missy Woods' conduct, and I hope that CBI continues to look into why this happened, how it happened, and the impacts of what's been revealed thus far.
This trial was one of the first tests to see how Woods' misconduct will impact the criminal justice system. Woods is still under criminal investigation for her work at CBI during her 29-year-long career. Nonprofits running a needle exchange program in Pueblo are now celebrating a temporary win. A judge says that they can keep operating while they sue Pueblo City Council for shutting them down. Yesterday, a judge decided an immediate shutdown of the program could hurt people who are relying on these sites for clean needles, as well as harm reduction services, STI testing, and behavioral health resources. City Council blames the programs for needles discarded around town. The ACLU is in on that lawsuit, saying Pueblo cannot ban the programs because they are allowed by state law.
Breaking news this morning in the Czech Republic. 4 people are dead and more than a dozen are hurt after 2 trains crashed in Prague. Officials say a passenger and freight train collided. The track that the trains were on is closed while investigators look into the cause of this crash.
Steve Bannon, a longtime ally of former President Donald Trump, must report to prison by July 1st. Bannon is expected to fight that decision. He was found guilty on 2 counts of contempt of Congress in 2022 for defying subpoenas, but his 4-month prison sentence was put on hold while he was appealing that case. Bannon faces the same sentence currently being served by former Trump advisor Peter Navarro, who also refused to comply with a January 6th committee subpoena.
The feds are expected to open an investigation into tech companies trying to cash in on the AI potential. The Justice Department and Federal Trade Commission are looking at Microsoft, OpenAI, and chipmaker NVIDIA. Some of the companies mentioned in the report commented on the pending probes. The Biden administration is pushing for tighter oversight of big tech.